program targets what's so-called narcissistic dog abuse tactics, and that's a big part of the targeting. So the Gangstalking program that I'm talking with and other talking videos, they have ways to get the flying monkey perps, gangstalkers, to target you with narcissistic abuse without other people being able to tell that you target with narcissistic abuse. So if you are targeting the video, these people are recruited to be so-called flying monkeys. They are put up to target you with covert abuse tactics. And there's a variety of covert abuse tactics that they employ. The program doesn't only use psychological warfare. I've been targeted with physical targeting, being targeted in a variety of ways. Now, one of the ways that the Gangstalking program targets you for targeted video is with so-called narcissistic dog whistling abuse tactics. And what does that mean? That means that they're targeted with narcissistic abuse in a covert enough way where you will feel targeted, and the end objective is you being a person experiencing narcissistic abuse while the abuse being difficult to prove. And that sets you up for Darvo tactics that the program uses. So they work to target you with narcissistic abuse, covert, subtle bullying tactics, basically. And if you respond to the targeting, if you respond to covert aggression with reactive overt aggression, all people see is your overt aggression, and they don't see how it's reactive, and they don't see the abuse that led to it. So that's a big part of how the Gangstalking program targets individuals. And I should make more videos like this explaining the targeting, because they don't like that. The program doesn't like a reality, I knowing the truth, speaking the truth about the targeting. They want people to have an easy time dismissing and be like, well, it's crazy, this guy says he's targeted, and the Gangstalk program targets them, and how could he target someone without, it's like, no, there's ways that they can target you where other people can't have been targeted. So a big part of the narcissistic abuse, the psychological targeting, the program attacks with psychological warfare, it's called narcissistic dog abuse tactics. And since you're being spied on by the program can use information that they gather by spying on you to customize harassment, to be effective in delivering narcissistic abuse to you via the flying monkeys. So they can have flying monkeys reference something that you watched a YouTube video on before the flying monkey appeared where you are. Do you understand? So what is one way that the program can target with narcissistic dog abuse tactics? It's the target is at home watching YouTube videos. They go to the supermarket, and then they have flying monkeys that would comment and reference the YouTube video that the target watched before leaving home. And that would be narcissistic dog abuse tactics. Why? Because it's a violation of your privacy that strangers are commenting on your personal life, your private life that ought to be private. See? So that's one of the ways that you get targeted with narcissistic dog abuse tactics. They will reference things you've said, done, watched in private. And that's a way that they can have. So basically, being a target video, they can have a flying monkey in the room with me, targeting with narcissistic abuse. But if I would have a camera in there and they show it to people wouldn't be able to see, oh, Mike was being bullied by the person. See? But if I would react to the abuse, they would see my reaction to the abuse. But the abuse itself is so discreet, so subtle, so covert, that it's very hard for people to detect it. The target can detect it because they have the missing piece of the puzzle of their personal experience, their life experience. So that is how it works. It's very sophisticated. So if you are the general public in the supermarket, you're not going to be able to see that there's a target video being targeted with narcissistic abuse in there, because you miss the missing piece of the puzzle. You lack the missing piece of the puzzle of the target video's personal experience, which includes but is not limited to past behavior by flying monkeys around them. So for example, I can explain, craft an example. If the gangstalk target video that's been targeted with gangstalking has been targeted with a theme, they've used a theme in the harassment, where they will have flying monkeys coughing around them 3 times specifically as a narcissistic dog abuse tactic. That could be a way that they target you. It's like you go to the supermarket and you've noticed that the program has started a new narcissistic dog abuse theme, and every time you go to a store, they have somebody coughing 3 times in the vicinity, specifically 3 times, like like 3 times, see. And you've been sensitized to that. You've been trained to pick up on that. You've been sensitized, meaning you have, through repeated exposure, being able to notice this pattern behavior of the flying monkeys. A lot of times, you as a total video, you go to a public place, the supermarket or corner store, and there'll be somebody that coughs 3 times as they walk past you. And if you go out on your balcony, there'll be somebody that walks out in the neighborhood past the balcony coughing 3 times specifically. So notice how that can be a theme, like a pattern of behavior that you experience on the regular. It's like anytime you're out in public, there's somebody coughing 3 times around you. So like you go outside, there's somebody coughing 3 times. You go out on the balcony, there's somebody, within the 3 minutes you spend on the balcony, somebody walks out and coughs 3 times in the park outside the balcony. See, and somebody walking the dog and they cough 3 times. Next time you go to the supermarket, as you enter the store, there's 2 people standing at the entrance. They are flying monkeys and they cough 3 times specifically. Now, if there's another pattern of behavior that the perps, the gang stalkers, a lot of times they will wear something yellow, like a yellow hat or yellow t-shirt or a yellow jacket. They can have a harassment team where they've been conditioning you and getting you to notice that a lot of times the perps, the flying monkeys, will have been told by the handler to put on something yellow before they get sent to go where you are. So you notice, yeah, a lot of times the perps that show up, they will wear something yellow. And another way that they target me is the flying monkeys will be told to cough around me, specifically 3 times. Now, if I go to the supermarket and I'm live streaming with YouTube doing a real stream, and there's a person with a yellow hat as I'm walking there and they go cough 3 times specifically, they'll be like, I will know that it's a gang stalker, say. But other people in the store or the viewers, they're not going to be able to tell, oh, there's a gang stalker flying monkey targeted on with a mic side with narcissistic dog abuse tactics. Because you haven't seen all the other times, you haven't had a moment where it's like, oh, he's in the target tactic. They keep sending perps to appear I am coughing 3 times and wear something yellow. So especially if I don't explain all the ways I'm taught all the time. Say if I go to the supermarket, I'm live streaming, doing a real stream, and there's somebody who's walking with a yellow hat coughing 3 times, and I go, this is a perp. It's like, it makes me look paranoid. It's like, oh, Mike is paranoid. He sees a guy with a yellow hat and he goes, this is a perp. How could he thinks that the person's a target? So I just did a good job explaining narcissistic dog abuse tactics and proving how you can be narcissistically abused. That's taught in video without other people able to tell that you're being abused. And there's so many different forms of narcissistic dog abuse tactics that people can use on it. Another way they can target you is to reference things you've said or done in private, which is a violation of privacy, to make you feel abused and violated. And with a gaslighting spin too. They can do that some. So there's a variety of target tactics, and targets of gang stalking are targeted with so-called narcissistic dog abuse tactics. So why is that important? Well, I like to let you know, because maybe if I keep IRL streaming, eventually you see a live stream where you see my behavior, and I'm acting like a guy who was just abused and reacting to an abuser bullying me. And now you got a missing piece of the puzzle. There's like, oh, maybe he was taught with narcissistic dog abuse tactics by somebody in the environment. And that's why I see him act like a guy who just got bullied. Okay? Because how you bullied and taught is with so-called narcissistic dog abuse tactics. So, less than 10 minutes. Very beautiful, and I can upload this to TikTok if I want. I'm gonna end the live stream. This can be end the video. So yeah, taught videos I taught with narcissistic dog abuse tactics, and I just gave you some examples of how they could target you as a target video with psychological warfare called narcissistic dog abuse tactics, without other people being able to tell. Even other people that are in the same environment, or if they be looking at a video of you in the environment, they might not be able to tell that they're being targeted, because this Gangstalking persecution program is a government program. It's highly advanced and sophisticated, and they're very good at targeting in ways that other people can't tell you're being targeted. So let's go to the video.